Welcome to this week of Four Horsemen, where we are celebrating Unicorn Day with a very famous unicorn. Let's go to Candy Mountain, Ronnie. Come on, Ronnie. Let's go to Candy Mountain. Ronnie the unicorn. Yes, it is actually Unicorn Day. That's a real thing.
Today is Unicorn Day?
Actually, yesterday was Unicorn Day. But I thought we'd stretch it. Let it go. So what is Mr. Unicorn? What is this week of Four Horsemen?
This week of Four Horsemen is our weekly show to discuss events, sales, promotions, and other nerdy stuff.
We're going to start off this episode with a giveaway. We actually posted on all our social medias on Sunday that we're having a comment contest to see who could give us the best title prediction for Star Wars Episode 9. We have looked at all the comments and we have selected a winner, and we will tell you who won at the end of the show. So, we're not going to post this anywhere else, so if you want to know if you won that $25 gift card, you got to watch our show. We have them. Got them. Yes! In our clutches. All right, moving on to comics. What do we got up first? Let
there be comics.
Let the dominoes fall.
Nice segue.
Yeah,
very nice.
So, Domino of X-Men and Deadpool fame is getting her own series starting with issue number 1 this week. And this character will be in Deadpool 2. So if you're unfamiliar with her, maybe... Yeah, she is from X-Force, and she's pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen Domino smile, though. But she is...
This art kind of took me, because that's a new hairstyle for her, too.
Yep.
It's like, I'm not really sure if this is going to be like a different kind of Domino.
Mm-hmm. A kinder, gentler Domino.
Yeah. One that's easier to push over.
Yeah.
No. Probably not. Speaking of people who won't die, Captain America has hit issue 700. When you hit your 700th issue, you get a salute, the Four Horsemen salute. Captain Rogers.
Good job, Captain.
Yes, good job, Captain. And earlier we were discussing this, and it was said that why can't Steve get the job done in
700 issues?
But if Clark Kent can't do it in 1,000, how are we expecting the Captain Rogers to do it in 700?
Let's cut Steve a break.
Yeah, I mean...
He's still got a couple hundred issues in him.
Exactly. And also, he's a senior citizen.
He is.
So,
yeah, but he's still only a captain after 700 issues.
Yeah.
Not even a major. He's major, yeah. Not even a major.
Major, yes,
bad.
Of course. And moving on, we have issue 14 of Vader.
That looks really cool.
Well, yeah, I've got to say, this is... Whew.
Does it give you the goosebumps?
We were discussing earlier, if you didn't read the Goosebumps juvenile novel series, Google Goosebumps Camp Cold Lake cover art. It's basically this.
Yeah.
Marvel owes R.L. Stein like about $1,000. It's just how
lots of royalties.
Yeah, so this is still dealing with the Mon Calamari rebellion.
Yep.
If you watched last week, this series was featured in our top 10 comics to get you into comics. Cannot recommend it enough.
Yeah.
Was maybe my favorite series from last year. It's so good.
It's Vader. Can't be bad.
Speaking of my favorite Star Wars villains.
Oh, Thrawn. Look at that beautiful blue man.
Pocahontas would not have beaten him.
No.
Not even case.
Those eyes.
So this is the third issue of Thrawn, and this is based off of the Timothy Zahn novel Thrawn. So it's like a 5-issue comic that's an adaptation of a novel that's like 500 pages.
Yeah.
And I was really worried about how they were going to condense it, and they've done a really good job.
Really? Yeah.
Yes, it's excellent. Highly recommend it.
I read the novels years and years and years ago. I have no idea what they were about.
So this isn't the original Thrawn trilogy.
Oh, okay.
This is the soft reboot.
Special edition.
Yeah, this is the novel Thrawn that came out last year.
Yeah. I got you.
Maybe 2 years ago.
I got you. Okay.
So this is Thrawn in the new canon. He was reintroduced to the new canon through Rebels, and he had his own novel that rewrote his canon, and he's getting a second novel in July that pairs him with Vader on a mission for Palpatine.
Ooh, that's excellent.
Yeah.
That's great.
I'll talk about Thrawn all day, so
Yeah.
we should probably just keep going.
Milestone coming up. Action Comics 1000. Clark Kent turns 1,000 next
Clock!
week. Clock! He's so old. So there's 10 covers we're going to have for this groundbreaking historic event. You get all 10 of them for $65.
And this is next week.
Hits the shelves $4.18.
Yes.
We only have a very few limited number of these, so grab them while you can.
We're doing pre-orders?
We are absolutely doing pre-orders.
Of course. I would like to pre-order one now.
Noted.
I may default on this.
I absolutely probably would.
Okay.
Some of the so basically what they're doing with the covers, I don't know if you really noticed it, but they're doing like Superman through the years. There's a 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s.
Do they have mullet Superman?
I think there actually is a mullet.
Is
Superman.
is the on the top second from the right? Is that the mullet Superman?
That may be.
Yeah.
I can't really tell.
I remember the first time I saw him with the mullet.
Yeah.
What is
like,
going
what
on?
Is that? Was that was like after the death of Superman, though, right?
I don't really follow Superman.
Mullet Superman.
Yeah, it's
a whole thing.
The movies is about as far as I go.
Yep.
Right, moving on.
Got a staff pick?
To our staff pick is a brand new television show called The Crossing. Now, the series hasn't officially premiered yet, but there has been a preview of the first episode, which you can watch on Hulu right now. And this is a sci-fi series starring Steve Zahn of comedy fame. I know him from movies like Daddy Daycare and Saving Silverman. But so the premise of the show is that he is a sheriff in a small town in Alaska.
Okay.
He gets a call that there's a body washed up on the beach.
Right.
Goes out to the beach. He sees this body, and then he sees in the ocean that there are like 300 more bodies floating in the ocean.
That's the image that I saw of it. I haven't seen the trailer yet, but
so that
looks great.
They start rescuing these people.
Yeah.
The government comes, they seal off the beach, they start rescuing these people, and they start interviewing them. Mm-hmm. And they're telling the government agents, we're from 1,000 years in the future, where a race of supermen has taken over the United States government and essentially plunged the country into this genetic-based civil war. Not unlike Khan from Star Trek.
Yeah.
And we've figured out a way to go back in time to escape this war.
That's cool.
And the twist, that isn't really the twist because it's part of the plot, is that they weren't the first group to go back in time. A group of the Supermen came back in time a few years earlier, and they're concerned that they've infiltrated the current U.S. government.
That's awesome.
Only one episode's out, like I said, but I really enjoyed it. I want you to check it out.
Yeah,
time
travel based shows have always fascinated me.
Yeah, and I'm always interested in comedic actors who kind of dip their toe into drama.
Yeah.
And Steve Zahn is somebody I almost exclusively associate with comedy, aside from War for the Planet of the Apes. But I guess his character was kind of like the comic relief character.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. I recommend the show.
Good.
It's a lot of fun.
All right, versus series.
Oh, yes. Last week we had X-23 Laura versus Uzumaki Naruto. It was a close battle, but Laura got it.
Really?
By just a couple votes.
Oh, yes.
I think
X-23.
I think this was a matter of popularity. I guess they're all a matter of popularity.
Yeah.
But most of the comments were actually for Naruto.
Really?
Because if you actually stack them up, strength versus strength, Naruto should probably win it. And our comment contest winner agrees. Who is our winner? What did he say?
Daniel Starsick. He says Naruto, and it's not close. The guy not only has a far more diverse power set, he is just faster and stronger. The guy cracked the moon in half. He could literally grab her and toss her into the stratosphere and be done with it.
Good job, Daniel.
It's hard to argue against that.
Yeah, that's what's your healing factor matter when you're floating around in space?
When you're thrown into the heart of the sun.
Yeah. And moving on to this week, we have, speaking of eclectic, they just get more and more eclectic. We have Jotaro Kujo from the anime JoJo's Bizarre Adventure versus the Jabberwocky. Now, could you tell us, because everybody may not know, what is the Jabberwocky from?
The Jabberwocky is from Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Alice Through the Looking Glass.
Yeah.
But it's from Lewis Carroll literature.
Carroll. The LSD fueled. How much drugs do you think he did writing his books?
So I know you've never seen JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Yes, I have not.
Okay, so just picture overpowered anime fighter guy.
Okay.
Versus the Jabberwocky. which is...
I'm still going to pick the Jabberwocky. I went with X-23 last week.
I'm picking the Jabberwocky because I want the Jabberwocky to win.
But realistically?
In an actual fight, I think JoJo just kicks this thing in the neck. It just snaps its neck.
Its head off.
It is just dead.
Yeah.
And JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is way more popular than people who are like, what's the Jabberwocky?
What is a Jabberwocky?
But I actually think the Jabberwocky is one of my favorite inclusions from this Versus series because it's just such a out there choice.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Very nice.
Yes,
Cool.
indeed.
So we'll see what happens next week?
Yes, we will see what happens. Jotaro's going to win.
Yeah.
All right, we have some pictures from last week's events.
Here's what's happened, or some stuff of what happened last week. There's some of our Dragon Ball players.
Yes,
playing
and
some Dragon Ball Super.
Why are you pointing a camera at me?
Pretty much. We had some Magic going on. Of course, wouldn't be a weekend without Magic here at the shop. And we also had some Legion. Had some guys coming out playing Legion. This is the first time I've seen this game on the board since it was released back on the 22nd. They have infiltrated some of the Warhammer terrain and taken it over.
I was going to say,
nobody's going
this
up against
this doesn't look like Star Wars terrain here.
Yep.
Although the universe or the galaxy is broad and there are many systems we have yet to explore.
That's true. But yeah, game looks beautiful. The painting that these guys are working on, it's great.
All right, and here we have our counter image with all of this week's events. If you'd like any more details on these events, please go to facebook.com/ForestmanComics and click on the event tab.
Yep. Also, a new event that we're starting up here every Monday. We're going to be doing a Dragon Ball Fighters. I had to say that right. Dragon Ball Fighters fighting game every Monday at 6 p.m. It has a $2 entry.
I'm gonna play next week's. So I have to start powering up now. I'll be ready in time. I might not be. I might have to go in the hyperbolic time chamber.
Just to work into it.
I love how you laugh at things that you don't.
I have seen that. I've seen some of the early Dragon Ball episodes.
Dragon Ball,
like
okay.
early, and he was in some kind of a pod thing where they were trying to fix him up. And I assume that was the pod that you're talking about. Not even close.
I'm not talking about. But Dragon Ball is better than Dragon Ball Z, so you don't need to worry about that anymore.
All right.
All right, moving on. We have a new format.
So we're moving the Pokemon League. It was typically on Sunday afternoons.
It was on Saturday.
It was
on Sunday.
Then Sunday.
Now it's on Friday.
Now it's back to Friday. It sort of started out on a Friday night. We moved it back to Friday. We're going to do it Fridays from 5:30 to 7 p.m.
Yes, and then directly afterwards, Friday Night Pokemon will begin at 7 o'clock.
Yep.
So that is essentially moving back 30 minutes.
Right.
Which, let's be frank, it started at 7.
You started about 7. Yeah. Generally
so.
7 o'clock anyway.
But now it will start at 7, not 7:30.
Yep. Friday Night Pokemon has a $5 entry, and we're going to kick it off promptly at 7, so come a little early.
And we're here to talk your ear off more about the Dominaria pre-release.
The Dominarias. Oh, that's coming out real soon.
The weekend of April the 21st and the 22nd, we're doing a 90s theme. We're going to have 90s movies playing, 90s cartoons.
Yep, we're going to have a Firefox.
Did you get the Wonder Balls?
I got some Wonder Balls. I hope nobody chokes on a Wonder Ball. I'd be real sad. You don't eat the whole thing. You crack it open.
You crack it open
take the toy out.
because you got to find out what's inside.
Yeah.
It could be Nestle chocolate or candy shapes inside. Sorry, go ahead.
We're gonna have I keep wanting to say Firefox. It's not Firefox. I've got Firefox in my head. A Star Fox.
I got Chrome in my head.
You have a metal plate. We're going to do a Firefox.
We are going to have a gaming system set up with Star Fox, in which you will be able to play the first level all throughout the weekend and log your time. And the person with the best time at the end of the weekend wins.
I think we're going to do the top 8.
Top 8.
The top 8. The top 8 on the leaderboard is going to get a free draft.
Ooh, a free draft of Dominaria on release Friday.
On release Friday.
That's pretty cool.
Yep.
And they've come up with the first 3 chapters of the Dominaria story.
Yes. Woo! I haven't read them.
I know, and you're not going
they're
to.
good.
That's going to hype. Oh, that's so cool. All right, moving on. Speaking of pre-releases on the weekend of April 21st.
Yes, we got more things going on. We have a Sun and Moon Forbidden Light Pokemon pre-release.
Is this also known as the Kylo Ren pre-release? The light is forbidden. I can sense that you're tempted by the light. I can't do Snoke.
It's terrible.
I'm sorry.
Snoke died.
I am so so engrossed in The Last Jedi right now. Just go ahead.
How
Sorry.
many times have you seen it now?
Well, it's not so much that. It's that I've watched it multiple times. I've watched all the special features, some of them twice. I've read the book now. Yeah. Go ahead.
So anyway, Forbidden Light pre-release. If you are inclined to join us, it's going to be a $30 entry, and it's going to be a lot of fun. It is always a very, very well attended pre-release. So come out and sling some Pokeballs.
You're about to say sling some magic spells.
No.
It's like, oh wait, not magic Pokemon. We're gonna catch some Pokemans.
Catch them all.
Yes, of course. And then, of course, we also have International Tabletop Day.
Yep.
We promise we'll stop talking about it soon.
No, we won't.
Looking for volunteers to run some games. The schedule is not quite finished. Are we going to have a finished schedule?
We'll have a finished schedule next week. We're still taking. If you have something
Making
you want to run,
promises.
Yep. So let us know if there's something that you want to run, and we'll have the schedule posted next week.
Yes, and we have. Remember, the theme of April is we want you to read comics. All leading up to Free Comic Book Day on May the 5th. That's the first Saturday in May, where you come and we give you free comics.
Free comics.
Yeah.
Certain comics.
The
very first year we did this, people were coming in just taking stuff off the shelves.
No,
not those.
Every year, the comic book industry sends us free comics to give out. And, you know,
we really free, but yeah.
Free. They are free.
They're free to you guys.
Yes, they are free to you. Why are you confusing people by saying that?
Because that's not the truth.
Yes, but in addressing the customers,
it is a free
these are free comics.
You guys. Yes.
You're making people feel bad.
No.
All right. Come and get free comics. We'll have more on that in the coming weeks.
Also, we're going to be doing a D&D. We're going to give the D&D players some love. Every Wednesday, we have a bunch of D&D games firing off. We have a large number of people that come out to play every Wednesday night starting about 6 o'clock. So we're going to start giving out some free Bones minis.
Ooh.
We're going to give one away for the next 4 weeks. And on the 4th week, we're going to give away one of the larger minis. I did not get the name of that big one, but it is huge and it's real heavy.
It's a Dargon.
Yeah, it looks real nasty.
So if you're not familiar with the Bones Reaper minis, these are actually turning out to be like the preferred minis by our Dungeons & Dragons community. For reasons, one, they're immensely cheaper than the Wizards of the Coast ones. Yeah. The availability is so much easier for us to get a hold of. The variety.
Yep.
Every
month.
I've also heard they're easier to paint. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's true or not, but definitely if you are into Dungeons and Dragons or just into D&D minis, check out the Reaper Bones.
Yep. Check it out.
Sooner or later, you dance with the Reaper.
That's Fairmont.
Yes, I'm talking about my town, Fairmont. We are doing a charity dodgeball tournament in the city of Fairmont. It's going to be on May the 19th at 12 p.m. Basically what it is, it's a charity event to benefit downtown Fairmont. There's been this city, or rather county-wide effort to kind of put as many dollars as we can into downtown and try to
revitalize.
You know, like something that small towns or small cities across the country are trying to do. Fairmont has decided to do it with a charity dodgeball tournament.
Let's throw balls at everybody.
So like I said, it's on May 19th. It's got a $50 entry fee. There are teams of 3, limit to 24 teams. All the proceeds go to benefit downtown Fairmont restoration. Admission, if you want to go and watch, is $3. And we are talking about a 4 Horsemen Comics sponsored team, which I will be the captain of.
I'll captain.
So
my captain. I'm too big of a target.
We haven't said anything on the books yet.
Yeah.
But we are talking about getting a store team together. If you have any interest, reach out to me. I know a couple people who have said maybe there's no lockdowns. We could also have maybe 2 teams.
I would probably be in the stands cheering you guys on. Go team.
Go.
You ever take a dodgeball to the face?
Dodgeball's like, aside from bowling and golf, it's like the least sporty sport that maybe even more so than golf.
There's a lot of running.
You can just stand. If you're good enough, you can just stand.
And do like the Matrix.
No, just catch them.
Yeah, that's true.
Historically, I'm not good at catching anything that in ball form. All right, move on. All right, there is another nerdy-esque charity event going on. There's a superhero 5K going on April 28th in Bridgeport. Essentially what it is a 5-kilometer race where you are encouraged to dress up like your favorite superhero, but please adjust the costume for running comfortability. Yeah. Where I have a large bet on the Flash to win, and
Totally gonna take it.
Quicksilver in second place. Second place. All of the proceeds to this benefit court-appointed special advocate programs in Harrison and in Marion counties.
Very good.
So please check them out on Facebook if you need more information. Might be a little harder to get one of us there in a Four Horsemen t-shirt. More likely you'll see us at the dodgeball event.
Yes.
But if we do manage to get anybody down there, we'll make sure to update you guys on the show.
If there's ever like a 5-foot walk, I could probably do one of those.
Well, I mean, you can just walk it,
yeah.
and participate.
How long do I have?
To finish? Until dark, I guess.
3 days later, where's Ron?
You and I could walk it. Wear Four Horsemen shirts and just put like capes on. You could be Four Horsemen. Yeah. Finally, all those spelling issues come to fruition as a real superhero. I could go as Kick-Ass. I don't know if I'd want to walk that far in a wetsuit.
No. That would not go well.
All right, moving on to my favorite segment and your favorite segment. There is a new trailer for Solo, a Star Wars story.
I like that poster.
I love that poster.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the trailer. Have you seen the trailer?
I have not, but look at is that the Falcon?
Yeah.
I don't know that is the Falcon.
No, because it forms, it's like this instead of like this.
It doesn't have the cutout.
I have seen some discussion about this, and it's hard to say if it's just like an awkward shot and it is the Falcon.
There's no cutout in the front.
No, but it could just be a crappy picture. That's what the debate is online.
Right.
I'm not sure, to tell you the truth. I don't really want to know. I kind of just want to watch the movie and have it all hit me, which is kind of why I haven't watched the trailer.
Yeah.
But as we were discussing earlier, we didn't watch the Last Jedi trailer.
No, I avoided everything.
Yeah, except for the first teaser.
Yeah.
This, I haven't decided if I'm going to watch the trailer. I might wait till Infinity Wars and just see the trailer. Yeah,
that's the best way to see him.
But I've heard good things from people online.
Yeah, I did watch the first Solo trailer.
Yeah, the first teaser. Yeah.
And
it struck me right.
Yeah, it was an okay trailer.
It was fine.
It was Star Wars.
Well, I haven't the first time I saw the Force Awakens trailer and the Rogue One trailer, I got chills.
Yeah.
And the Last Jedi teaser didn't give me chills, even though I think I liked the Last Jedi more than Force Awakens and Rogue One. And the same thing happened with the Solo. I think the reason why the Force Awakens trailer had such a reaction to me is because like we're going back.
Yeah,
we're doing it. It's coming again.
I thought it was over.
And now we're at this point where we're having a new Star Wars movie every year, which I'm not unhappy about. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying
shut your mouth.
The trailers are not going to affect us in the same way. No.
That's true. Yeah, we're getting desensitized. Never.
No. We still want one every year.
Bring more.
2. We still want
live action show, TV show.
Not complaining.
That needs to be a thing.
Speaking of complaining, we're moving to This Week in Movies. Where Ron and I last week, live on the air, we made you a promise. We're gonna give you next week a review for A Quiet Place and Ready Player One, and we have succeeded in 25% of that.
No.
In that I have seen A Quiet Place.
Nothing.
And he has seen nothing.
I've seen the trailer. Does that count?
Yeah.
I could make something up.
Okay, so if you haven't seen this movie or the trailer for it, it's a post-apocalyptic horror movie where these monsters have come on Earth. They hunt by sound. They've basically killed off humanity. There's only a few people left, and you can't talk. You can't make noises. If you make a noise or a loud noise, they will find you and they will kill you within minutes. Oof. So this movie, up until the ending, this movie was like an A+. It reminded me of like a student movie where the assignment was make a horror movie with minimal to no dialogue. Mm-hmm. Actual spoken dialogue in this movie, less than 10 minutes.
Really?
Yeah. It's almost... Wow. It's really
a lot of
prodigious storytelling because they have to use things other than dialogue. There is a lot of sign language, so of course there are subtitles. So if you have issues with subtitles, this probably isn't the best movie for you. But there's also a lot of storytelling with just no speaking, no words at all.
Interesting.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for me, I'm really hung up on endings And a lot of times, these movies fall flat with me with ending. I did not like the ending of this movie.
Yeah.
Like, the last 15 minutes, I was just like,
Was it all a dream?
No.
Okay. Well, that's all right then. As long as it's not one of those, it's just a dream.
But the movie up to that point, I thought was awesome. Really highly praised movie. Like, Stephen King even came out like on Twitter and was like, "This movie is awesome."
Really?
Yeah, and this is starring and directed by John Krasinski, the guy from The Office. And apparently he's like a huge Stephen King nut.
Yeah.
And he like flipped out publicly.
Loved that then,
And
Fanboy.
Emily Blunt in this movie, it was outstanding. Her performance was 100% great.
That's awesome.
I just have to be blunt about that.
Oh, God. Someday. What is this?
So there is a Fathom event going on this Sunday. Theaters across the country. Regal is doing this Sunday at 8:30 p.m. You can watch back-to-back the season finale of The Walking Dead, the head-to-head final confrontation between Rick and Negan, and the season premiere of Fear the Walking Dead, which...
all at one time.
Yes.
That's awesome.
If you have been watching Fear the Walking Dead, you'll know that season 3 ended on about as big a cliffhanger as Walking Dead has ever had, and it's...
no spoilers.
It's really good.
You know when I stopped watching Walking Dead? When Glenn. That was probably like one of my last shows.
It's. I mean, you should get back on it.
I probably will.
It is
I
good.
probably will.
This season has been a little preachy.
Mm-hmm.
There's points where it's good preachy, and then there's points where it's bad preachy. But the Jeffrey Dean Morgan, the guy who plays Negan.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he's amazing.
He is amazing. And
it really
it doesn't matter. Like, if this show was written by 5-year-olds and he was still in it, I would still watch it because he is so amazing. And also, I while we're singing his praises, I'll give a shout out to Andrew Lincoln, who plays Rick Grimes. And I'm not the biggest Rick Grimes fan, but Andrew Lincoln is a heck of an actor.
He is. He really is.
He really is. And also, just through...
Andrew, if you're watching tonight.
If you're watching tonight.
Say hi.
Quick shout out to Fear the Walking Dead. If you watched the first season and didn't think it was that great, let's be honest, it wasn't that great.
Yep.
Season 2 really kicks it up a notch. Bam! And season 3 gets even better. So maybe give Fear the Walking Dead a second chance.
I've only seen the first season.
Yeah, season 2 takes place almost entirely in Mexico. And you thought the zombie apocalypse was bad in Georgia. Try it in Mexico. Yeah.
They're all trying to get to it.
Yeah, they're all like, we'd love to be in Atlanta. Sounds great. Try Tijuana in zombie season. Not fun. All right, the countdown to infinity continues with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume
Deuce
2.
Want to buy some batteries?
Volume 2. What's your favorite moment?
Tabulary batteries.
Is that your favorite moment from Guardians of the Galaxy 2?
I love a lot of the moments in this movie.
So maybe mine, just every conversation between Mantis and Drax.
Yeah.
Well, he's so disrespectful. He's like, "No, you are ugly. I am ugly, but that is a good thing, because when you're ugly and somebody loves you, you know that they love you for who you are." That's super touching, Drax. Maybe
I've always been a fan of Rocket. Rocket is the
Rocket
man.
is great. So Guardians has become my daughter's favorite Marvel.
That's the go-to.
Yeah, franchise.
Yeah.
To the point where at the dinner table we're ranking the Guardians from top to bottom. So give me what? All right, of the 5, from top to bottom.
Oh, Rocket is
Number 1.
Number
All right,
one.
my number 1 is Peter Quill. Who's your number 2?
probably Quill.
Gamora,
Drax,
Rocket,
Groot. I don't like Gamora, so she's down there.
Drax is my least
Really?
favorite. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's not because I don't like him. I just think he's the least entertaining to me of the 5. Even though I just said that I just think that those are so funny.
Yeah.
She talks about Guardians all the time.
It's good though.
It really is. This movie is excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got a Horseman of the Week.
Yes, a Horseman of the Week is my new cousin, baby Avery, who was born at 9:35 Pacific time this morning. Another O'Loughlin in the world.
God help
We're
us.
coming for you, people. Happy birthday, Avery.
Happy birthday.
she's not going to watch this.
Probably not.
She's not going to watch this.
It's on in the crib right now.
No, that's probably a
Look at
bad
your
idea. I mean, she had a splash. You know, they had a water birth, so she started life with a splash.
Yeah.
Sploosh time. Yeah. All right, moving on to the Four Horsemen mailbag wire. I have a question.
Okay.
Speaking of my daughter, I'm wanting to get her started on horror movies, and I've been racking my brain trying to think of good horror movies that are not sexually explicit and are scary but are not terrifying. And I asked you earlier if you had a suggestion.
These are to get your daughter into.
Mm-hmm.
So the one I used at my house was Saw.
Lakin, I'm so sorry.
You should see the therapy
Dr.
bills in my
Butcher,
house.
MD.
What about Nightmare Before Christmas? Not Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah, I saw the look. No,
That's not a horror movie.
it's scary-ish. I mean,
Oogie
Boogie.
I showed her that when she was 2.
Oh, okay.
I showed her Coraline first.
That movie scared the crap out of me.
Okay, so
Sewing buttons on your eyes.
Okay, so she is a little desensitized.
All right, so going back to Saw.
I think Coraline was actually like the second movie I ever watched. It was like the first movie she actually sat through from start to finish was How to Train Your Dragon. And then I was like, the next night, I think it was third. The next night we watched Toy Story, and the night after that was Coraline. So
Lord.
that explains her personality a little bit if you've ever met her. So I'm not really worried about her being super scared.
Yeah.
I also took her to see the Wolverine when she was 3. So
A little bloody.
yeah, I was thinking Jaws. What do you think about Jaws?
Jaws would be okay. That's more of a psychological in your head kind of thing. But whenever you see the shark, I mean, it is.
I mean, it's
She
scary,
will not
but
want
it's
to
not.
be going anywhere near the water.
I mean,
for
we're
decades.
not likely to be going to the beach anytime soon.
But never, ever will she want to go into the water.
Yeah, you couldn't come up with anything better than Nightmare Before
Nightmare
Christmas.
Before Christmas.
It's not
is
a horror
That
movie.
is totally a horror movie. Oh, Alex actually had one.
Yeah, is House.
House is a very, very good one. It blends comedy and
Anything with hospitals just scares me senseless.
different house.
Oh, okay. Sorry, go ahead.
I've got this great prescription. House. It takes place in a haunted house, and it mixes comedy and just the right amount of horror to make it not
Like Ghost
overbearing.
Dad?
Not anywhere near Ghost Dad. That was a terrible movie. That was a terrible movie.
I haven't seen it since I was like 11, so.
Leonard Part 6.
All right, well maybe we'll check out House and
Check out House. Fun fact: first movie me and the missus ever saw, House 2. The second story.
first movie the missus and I ever saw was Firewall, starring in a theater was Firewall starring Harrison Ford.
Oh, Firewall.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
not a bad
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
Not a bad movie.
Yep.
Cool. All right, we are moving forward with the show. We have a Did You Know Four Horsemen, and did you know that we offer a 20% discount to our servicemen and women, active or inactive?
We do.
We do indeed.
Show us your military ID. We'll add it to your account. It's good on everything in store except
For TCG sealed product, Gundam models, Cards Against Humanity.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And moving on to a sale.
Yes, we have a sale this
We
week.
do have a sale. So the sale this week, we're going to offer to buy any trade, your trade paperback or hardcover, and you're going to get 3 free back issues valid $3 less.
Yes, of course. You can tell you did not read that before.
Not a bit of
Not
it.
a-
I chewed
All right,
that one up and spit it out.
finally, our winner of our Star Wars Episode 9 comment contest.
Wait, do
Wait.
social media first.
Okay, sure.
Social media.
Moving on to our social medias, but don't go away because we do have an after credit scene that is even more bogus than last week's.
Excellent.
Please like us at facebook.com/4horsemancomics. Follow us on Instagram at 4horsemancomics. Watch all of our YouTube content at youtube.com/c/4horsemancomics gaming. Follow us on Twitter at the number 4horsemancomics. Watch all of our streaming content at twitch.tv/4horsemancomics and shop our TCG inventory at shop.4horsemancomics.com. Congratulations to Joe for
Good
winning
job, Joe.
with his comment Star Wars Episode 9 Rise of the Rebellion. So you get yourself a $25 gift card.
Joe.
Yes, woo! All right, and moving on to our scene. Next week, Ron and I will be doing a little DiCaprio. At the behest of Mr. Bepler,
Yes.
we're going to be doing a Titanic
We
performance.
will. It'll be...
Yes. One of us may or may not be the king and our
The door
queen
was big
of the
enough.
world. But this week,
Yes.
we thought we'd continue with our in celebration of Bill and Ted 3.
Yes.
More bogus quotes.
You know what?
Come on this journey with us.
What we really wanted to do last week was we needed to bring Alex in and have him do some Rufus quotes. So while we're going to do some quotes, you're going to find a Rufus quote and you're going to read it.
Tell us the 7 things that Rufus cannot say on this show.
Don't do that. Cut.
All right,
No.
now.
all right.
He
So,
knows those.
Bill and Ted's bogus journey. Ted,
Yeah,
if I die, you can have my Megadeth collection.
dude, we're already dead.
Oh, well then they're yours, dude. Ring, 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 ring. It's them. They're back from the dead.
Guess we'll have to kill him again.
Excellent. You're a little late on that one.
I missed that one.
You are a most excellent scientist, Station.
Yeah, plus you got an excellently huge Martian butt.
Station.
Bill, what happened?
Ted, we're dead, dude.
No way!
Yes way. You totally killed us, you evil metal dickweeds.
Yeah, and we're totally gonna do it again. Can we say that?
Dickweeds?
Yeah.
You forgot the full robot chubby.